Hello, people of Bucked Up. I'm Logan. This is Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Today we are going to talk about how to avoid atrophy when you aren't able to hit the gym like you might have been. So, Mike, what would you define atrophy as?
It's good we clear this up because some people might mix it up with hypertrophy.
Yeah.
And working out the muscles. Atrophy is kind of like you said in the article, muscle wasting. You know, there's a lot of ways that you can hit muscle wasting, whether it's, lack of exercise, laziness, quarantine doesn't help, disease, sickness, stuff like that.
And
COVID-19.
no, we can't help you with the sickness or disease or an injury. This is strictly for, just to keep it so your nutrition is on point so you don't lose muscle mass, and your training is to just maintain the muscle you have.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways, to lose muscle, and that's basically just not doing enough. So the article, I think the whole basis of it is to keep progressing. With fitness, it's not an uphill, forever uphill, always gaining, always getting better. It's ups and downs. So life gets busy. So with this article, what I took from it is these are ways to at least maintain so that you're pretty much improving all the time. Even maybe not you're making huge leaps, but you're still walking in the right direction.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. So for training, you can check out the actual routine on the blog. But essentially, it's for anyone who can't get into the gym. Let's be honest, you're not going to make your best gains outside of the gym, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
we're all about resistance bands, body weight. Calisthenics dudes look awesome, as do the girls. But you're not, if your goal is hypertrophy, you're just not going to make the same gains. But the goal here is to keep yourself from backsliding, and that's kind of what the routine is. It's resistance bands, kind of breaking it up so there's not as much volume, but more frequency, so you're stimulating the muscle, not annihilating the muscle.
Yeah, and that's going to be with the consistency. So hopefully you can stay consistent with your workouts, maybe even if you don't have access to a gym.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean you need to go as hard on these sort of workouts as you would in the gym because, again, how good have you been about home workouts?
Dude, I've been doing like 10,000 push-ups when I roll out of bed, 3,000 pull. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you're way better than me.
No, maybe combined total of 2 months,
Yeah, maybe. And one of the reasons why I would say stimulate, not annihilate, is because your nutrition's also probably going to look a little bit different during quarantine because you're not having those same intense workouts. So personally, I don't know how you feel about this. I don't feel like you can process as much your complex carbohydrates, fats, or protein when you're not really tearing muscle down.
Oh, for sure. Your body's not as active, so it's not going to utilize all that nutrition as if you're breaking down those muscles, staying consistent with your workout. So you might have to taper your nutrition according to, the workouts that you are able to do. I think with the article, a lot of people are saying, I'm getting soft. Well, yeah, you don't have the gym, but there are other things that you can control, which would be obviously nutrition, rest, and doing
supplementation,
something.
yeah. So for nutrition, one of the things to understand is, so there's a lot of people that have been talking about going on a bulk to maintain muscle mass. I personally disagree with that. Mike might have a different standpoint on me. I mean, if you're trying to gain size while you're having arduous, crazy workouts, then I'm all about eating that caloric surplus. But during a time when you can't really progress as much as you normally would, I don't personally, especially dirty bulking, just because when you get over a certain body fat percentage, it locks up free testosterone. You kind of need testosterone to grow. That's not to say don't emotionally feed yourself. We all get sad during quarantine. That's fine.
No, that might be the problem. We're all emotionally eating right now.
Yeah, none of us are strategically bulking.
Yeah. So that might be a good excuse. Everybody's bulking right now, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
No, your receptors are going to be full. I mean, if you're not expelling and you're burning off that glycogen, your receptors are going to be full. So the more, if you're bringing in carbohydrates and you're not expelling them, you're going to spill over basically. You're going to store them, spike your insulin. It's just going to store as fat. So you might feel bigger because you're keeping your glycogen storage as full, but you're also going to add probably some body fat during this time. So
yeah, and it's actually when you're not doing as many hard workouts, and I go over this more in the article, but it's actually easier to avoid muscle waste as far as nutrition's concerned, because really all you have to worry about is your protein synthesis, like muscle recovery, which is going to be easier to recover because you're not working out as hard. But so muscle recovery just requires accelerated protein synthesis or optimal protein synthesis, as well as muscle glycogen. And so really those complex carbs, they can be used for energy, but also like fruits can be used for energy as far as liver glycogen goes. And as far as muscle glycogen, that just needs to be replenished either a little bit pre-workout or post-workout, because it's when you're working out that you're actually going to tap into that muscle glycogen. And you don't need, especially with some workouts, you don't need quite as much carbs to replenish your muscle glycogen.
Yeah, for sure.
And then protein, obviously. For vegans, I don't know what you guys do. I don't particularly care. But for protein, just get your daily protein intake. Next would be supplementation, obviously. Everyone by now probably knows that my favorite supplement is all bulk, no bloat. I think it's ridiculous. But for muscle recovery, glutamine, HMB. What would you say about branched chain amino acids? Add those in? Or what would you do?
It just depends, obviously the BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, if you're not pulling in the protein in your diet consistently or, regularly, they can't, especially this time, you can't get meat off the shelf.
Yeah.
Maybe the branched chains would, help supplement throughout the day. But, stuff like you said, with the all bulk, no bloat, things that are going to help you maintain that muscle mass, in that protein synthesis. So
yeah, for sure. And so all bulk, no bloat has a lot of different things it can do, like mitochondrial function, hormone utilization, nutrient uptake, which is awesome, especially if you are feeding yourself emotionally, like all of us. But that glutamine and HMB I mentioned are some of the most well-studied supplements for muscle recovery. Glutamine can help with muscle recovery. It also helps prevent muscle waste and helps you recover faster. HMB is very similar. It's also muscle sparing. So hopefully this helps.
Yeah, hopefully,
Anything else?
yeah. So again, I think, if you can't hit the gym as hard, stick with the supplements that are going to help you maintain and keep that mass that you put on or that muscle, and then nutrition. Don't let that go out the window. Focus on that for what your goals are. If you're, trying to bulk, that's great. Don't use it as an excuse, but, eat healthy, nutritious food, take the right supplements, and you can get through this, come out of the quarantine looking actually pretty good for summer. So
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, that's all. See you booked up.
check out the blog.